And I'm going to do an overview of a new heavy-duty coaxial cable we've added onto the tvtrade.ie website. We have in front of me here a roll of CT165. It's manufactured by Triax and it's extremely high quality coaxial cable. It comes in a roll that's 250 meters long, but it's available for sale on the tvtrade.ie website simply by the meter. You can simply specify. So I think a good starting point is actually do a comparison between this, the CT165, and the standard RG6 cable that would be far and away the biggest seller would have on the website. And this would be used for all, we'll say, a type of standard domestic aerial and sky or free-to-air satellite installations. Okay, so if we hold the two products side by side, you can see there's a very discernible difference in terms of the thickness. The RG6 cable is 6 millimeters or 6.2 millimeters outside diameter, where the CT165 is 10 millimeters. But the real difference comes in the core here. This in the RG6 it'll simply be copper coated core that'll be about 1 millimeter in diameter, just under 1 millimeter. Where with the 165 it'll be about 1.6 millimeters. And it's almost pure copper here, okay? So the great advantage of this heavy duty cable here is that it has extremely low levels of loss. So if you were wiring with, say, a large commercial installation or doing a nursing home or something like this, you'll very often find that the backbone wiring that's running the cable all around over long distances will be CT165, because it's trying to take advantage of the fact that the low loss means that rooms that will be at the very end of the distribution system will have signal strength almost as good as the rooms that are very close to the head end. Okay. Now the two disadvantages with this cable is, number one, it's a lot more cumbersome and difficult to work with simply because it's so large and quite inflexible. And then the second thing is it's a far more expensive cable to buy, obviously, than RG6, simply because of the extra copper content, and it's such a heavy duty cable. Now it's sold in conjunction with CT165 connectors that we sell on the tvtrade.ie website. And I'll just give a quick overview of how to install one of these, okay? What we have in here is that these connectors come in 3 pieces, okay? So we have an adapter here, we have a sort of a coupler here, and then we have the outside connector here, okay? And basically, if we were installing it, what we do is this part here simply slides over the copper cable in the center, which we'll just show here. And what we do here is we simply come along, we put the collar on top of it here, and then we'll slide down the connector over it. And we'll push this firmly down and it'll lock into position. And what we'll do is we'll just have the copper cut to a sufficient length that with the braiding wrapped around it, we'll be able to lock this firmly into position. Now the great thing about this is that this actually reduces the thickness of the cable. So we could run this maybe over 100 meter distance, and then we want to come to a point where we want to join into a split or something like that to run to 6 or 7 rooms. So what we can do is we'll reduce this to a standard F connection, and then if we have a standard F joiner that will go on the standard RG6 connector, it'll simply screw in here like this, and then you can reduce it in size to this. So obviously for the final part of the run then, for the wires that are pre-wired in the walls, whatever like this, they'll obviously be just your standard RG6 cable. So it's a good cable to have in the thing. It obviously has a very, very specific purposes, but there is definitely a demand for it. During the building boom, these were very, very high selling products where you had a huge number of apartment blocks and new hotels going up, all being pre-wired with this. But still in all, these are still popular, and for long cable runs in types of, to be sure, this is a great idea to work with this cable. So that's it, an overview of the CT165 coaxial cable available on tvtrade.ie.